It's the grandson of Right Thought. You died when you were born here. When you came out of your mother's womb, you died. You suffered the death in order to come here. You had to die to the knowledge of self. You had to die. You had to die to the knowledge of who you were and what you were to come here, and that's a death. And one must go through a second death in order to leave this place or ascend out of it. He must suffer the crucifixion in order to ascend out of this life that is actually death, to ascend out of death into life. So the misconception is that you guys have been living in a world of life and living when you've actually been living in the world of death that has been masked with an illusion of life. So you cleave onto it, thinking that it is indeed life when it is actually death. In each moment of each day that you give your energy to that thing, the beast, death, emptiness, vanity, then you give your life over to absence from God, from the source of life. You're no longer connected to the source once you are in death. So the light comes into the darkness to bring life so that we may be resurrected from the dead, which is this life, the world of temporary, into the world of everlasting, translated out of the world of corruption into the world of incorruption, taken out of the world of flesh into the world of the spirit. It's very simple, guys. And this has always been the thing that he was doing with us all along, using the flesh as a garment to execute his plan in our life of perfection, of overcoming. Because each one of us, because of our limitation of the flesh, have hurdles to overcome on our way back home to I am, on our way back home to the Father. So we were born in this garment of death to overcome it and come into the world of life. So those that are hanging on are those who will be left, as we say. Those who are hanging on to the flesh world, the world of death, they will die along with it, hanging on to it, having not yet overcome it, having not yet seen the illusion or being awakened out of it. The Most High called it a great deception, did he not? And those that love darkness will remain in it. But those who love the light come to it, not afraid that it's going to expose and make manifest their heart, because they yearn for their hearts to be made clean. So they don't hide. They don't need the night. You see? Only those who want their deeds to be covered need darkness, need death. When they don't want the truth to reign, then they kill it. That's what death does, see? Because it represents life. It's the opposite of death. You understand that? So the Most High is always, and I mean always, putting each one of us through that process, that refiner's fire, like I said in the last video. But it's the world of death, which is the world of Esau, the first world that has to pass. And so the world of Jacob, or the world of the spiritual man, can come, which is the day. You see? That's what judges the day. The sun, the light, is what judges men's hearts. It's what exposes it. That's what judgment is. Exposing the truth of what something is judgment. You see? This spiritual judgment isn't about sentencing somebody to a certain amount of years in jail like we do here, or some community service or some fines or something. The judgment is constantly being done. You're constantly being made manifest what you say and think of I am. So you're constantly being judged by what you experience. What you experience judges what you think of self. You see? And so we who are sojourners and who are passing through as pilgrims to deliver the message or to be purified through it, to bear witness to it. Those who have been purified will bear witness to it, to the truth. That of how to be delivered from it, they will tell others. And then others will go through their loops until they discover that it is through I am that they are delivered. And then they will tell others. And so on and so on and so forth. Y'all understand that? So it's not that when you were born here, you were born into life. No, you were born into bondage. The flesh is sin. It is bondage. It is adverse to the spirit. They are contrary. You see? So what did Paul say? He said, I with my flesh serve the law of sin, but I with my spirit and my mind serve the law of the Most High. See? The spiritual man has the desire to do it, but the flesh man is contrary. He is ever present with you, is he not? You do something great and you want to remain humble, but pride is ever present, ready. You have something and you want to take moderation, but greed is ever ready to taint it. You meet something and you fall in love, but lust may overtake you. You find someone that you fall in love, but lust may overtake you. It's ever present. You see? Passion is good. Fornication is always present. A little drink is good, but getting drunk is always present. Having a good amount of money is good, but having love for money is ever present. And that's the things that we are battling against in this world. If this were not the world of death, then why are you battling all those things of death? Like lust, lasciviousness, partying and revelries and drunkenness and adulteries and idolatries. You see? So understand that that's the world that you're living in. So there is no need to be attached to anything in it. You understand that? Silouan.